I can almost guarantee the main reason you're not making money whenever your products restock is because nobody knows that your products are back in stock. So in this video, we are going to be going over a very simple, very light in build to notify all of your subscribers or customers that products are back in stock. So getting straight into it. Ignore my voice, I was talking a lot just now. But so the first thing I want to say is that realistically it's supposed to look like this. So it's supposed to be a trigger for whenever your products are updated, aka back in stock, the entire workflow activates. But in this situation, since I'm running it locally, I don't have an actual store set up. I have a test shop, but this whole system isn't running on a server. And just FYI, it needs to be HTTPS in order to get the Shopify webhook to listen and catch the the calls and all that. So I mean, I could use the ngrok maybe, but anyway, just to make it simple and get this up for you guys, we're gonna go ahead and do a manual trigger instead. So getting right into it. So instead, remember, it starts with a trigger, but in this situation we're going to pretend it does. So how it's going to work is every time we get a product update, we're going to do two things. One, we're going to get all the products that was updated, and then from there we're going to go ahead and look at this spreadsheet right here. Now in this spreadsheet is a list of all of my current customers, and I have all the emails, do they accept email marketing, their address, city, all that, whole bunch of other information. Do they accept SMS, and are they a subscriber? Now this is important. By subscriber, I mean, do they subscribe to get notifications when products are back in stock, not just email marketing. Now this is important. It depends on how you want to set your shop up, but in this situation we have the email marketing separate from products back in stock. So you can set this up however you want, but in this situation, just for a demo, we're gonna go with that. So when this workflow activates, when you get all the product that updated and all the customers that are currently subscribed to get notifications about product updates. Now we have this if node trigger if node to check. You just run these last two right here. Give it a second. There we go. So we're gonna check for two things. One, are they a subscriber, and is the product quantity above 0? Meaning, okay, if it's above 0, that means it's back in stock. But again, this is a makeshift trigger because I can't actually use the webhook I want to use if I was setting up a server for HTTPS or HTTPS to get that working. So we're going to pretend that everything above 0 is a new product back in stock, just for the demo. You can go through and set this up more accurately, but again, all you gotta do is swap this out for this trigger right here, and then connect it to the VPS or the platform that's running on. So from there, we're going to go ahead and run this. So we got 98 items that are back in stock and 21 that are not. Now we have this field right here. What happened here? All right, y'all, gonna get a little bit of a behind the scene fixing. What just happened? I ran this last night, everything was good. Item name, let's just do this. One second. Let me see here. There we go. So now this set node pretty much just changes so the item name is pulled out directly, because later on we're going to need it for the Gmail. But let's go ahead and run this. Now, since every item here has a name, oh wait a second, that's not correct. Is it correct? Oh, there's a little bit of a bug going on here. Hold on. Actually, yeah, there shouldn't be 98 items. Okay, hold on. So right now it's passing through more items than just the yeah, I don't know why it's duplicating it. Hold on. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back to y'all. Okay, so after a few minutes, I figured it out. This is an error I keep running into, but I always forget about it because it's so subtle. But the issue was that every item that was coming from Shopify was getting multiplied by the Google Sheet. Meaning every item was going to be attached to every single item that was getting passed through here. So the email name, accept emails, all of that, it was getting multiplied and mixed up and turning all that into one item, which gave the error that y'all seen over here. So you want to make sure that you split this up as much as you can. That way, like, each item that gets passed through isn't getting matched up with item from here, but making it all crumbled up. So it's a really good idea to just keep this as like separate as possible, different little routes. That way, when you finally get to your ending of the workflow, it actually goes through and works without giving you an error. So what I did was I made the Shopify its own route and the customers its own route, and then in here it still does the same thing. If the quantity is above 0, it's a restock product. Then it gives me the 14 and 3, and then here I combine all that into one item because the logic I had last time was actually incorrect. I'm glad I went through and looked at it again. A much simpler way to do it would be, instead of sending an email for each item, just send them an email for every item that's back in stock in a list. So that's what I did here. I combined every item that was back in stock into one item to be passed through for the workflow. That way, it's not 14 items going through here getting looped through. It's only one item. So every time that a customer comes through, it's their turn to get emailed, it'll be sent to them in a list instead of like 19 different emails, if that makes sense. So for this test, I only did one because I didn't feel like sitting here waiting for the local element. I didn't feel like waiting for the local AI model that I'm using to run 8 different items. And if you don't know, I am running this locally just to practice using local models, keep more information in-house. Great practice if you haven't been doing it already. I will be dropping more videos on that, but for right now, if you're dealing with local or private information like name, email number, and all that, going forward with the way AI is going, I highly recommend you use models that are local on your own server that doesn't go out to any endpoints that are external, just to keep all this information still tight. Good practice. So that's what I did here. I called the local LLM model running on my device, on my MacBook, using a HTTP request node, and then from there it gave me this output right here. Right here. So this is a fake email, so we can go ahead and hit test step, give it a second, and did the whole thing okay, so now we're gonna wait. The only downside to local models is that it's not as quick as OpenAI or any of these other public models, because it depends on your own device speed. Now, my MacBook can run it, but it's not going to be super quick like this, sometimes depending on the request. So it is an extra wait time, about 20-30 seconds. It'll be like using any of the O3 models or 2.5 models when they first came out. It was a little bit slower. Now they're faster, but again, it's free and it gives you security. So if you don't mind waiting an extra 20-30 seconds, that's good. But when this is finished, I'll get back to you. Okay, so here's the email. Again, you can make this look pretty by wrapping it up in HTML text and making it look more presentable. But overall, I forgot to turn this off. But overall, this is what it looks like. This is the email. Multi-managed snowboard, and then this and that. So yeah, that's pretty much the video right there. Again, just the baseline. I'm never going to give you guys a full build. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But most of the time, it's going to be a base, so you guys can build off of this and go from there. I don't believe that showing you how to build everything out in full is helpful, because most of the variables that I use, you're not going to be able to use. You're not going to be able to use in your own build. So if you want something like this set up in your own business, in your own store, e-commerce platform, your business, whatever, click the link down below in the description and book a free 15-minute call. We can sit down for about 15-20 minutes and discuss all the pain points that you're currently going through, and then from there come up with a solution. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you. I don't want to call the voodoo lady.